Yo, what's good? What's going on? It's your guy, Hugh Steph, and this is Billionaire Talk. Welcome back to the channel, man. Hey, today we got a reaction video that we're going to do with T.I. T.I. finally responded to 50 Cent's Power Origin theme song, which AKA was supposed to be a diss. So I think we should just go ahead and get to the video, right? Because that's what you're here for. By the way, this comes from Forgotten Kings TV 2.0, so shout out to bro. I got to give my credit when I pull the videos from the original source. But before we get into the video, like button and subscribe button. Hit those for me. Oh yeah, you already did? Bet, appreciate you. All right, let's get into the video, man.
Listen, y'all, we got an update in the controversy involving T.I. versus 50 Cent. Okay, as we all know, this back and forth has been going on for weeks, but apparently 50 Cent just dropped a verse going at T.I., his son, and Tiny. Okay, before we break down the shots that 50 Cent at T.I., let's, give you some context. Now, of course, yesterday morning, 50 Cent made an announcement claiming that he's working on a documentary exposing the claims versus T.I. and Tiny. All right, for those who missed what 50 said in his post, he said, "Remember how quiet I got before the Diddy Doc? Dame thought I wasn't coming. I hope this doesn't mess up your promo tour. They're going to ask about your 20 sexual assault cases. You might want to talk to a crisis PR person." All right, now, of course, this wasn't the only post, right? 50 also hinted at dropping new music, and that's exactly what happened. Now, again, T.I. wasted no time responding to this, documentary being, created, cooked up by 50 Cent. T.I. said, "Look, we can go bar for bar, hit for hit, or doc for doc. Either way, all you're going to do is show how much of a FN you is. Let's play. Nobody fears you over here, boo-boo. Hashtag let them know." All right. Now, of course, someone in the comments, again, T.I. and the family was in New York, right, doing interviews. Of course, someone say, "Yo, go shoot the video in Jamaica, Queens, to be exact." T.I. say, "For what? He ain't there. F out of here." Okay. Listen, this is T.I. again. His sons, they had interviews yesterday. I believe Domani was on the Breakfast Club. So, of course, they was shooting some content for all of these diss records they've been making going at 50. And, of course, they posted up, I want to say downtown New York. So, of course, the fans, they out here instigating. But listen, at that moment, everybody was like, all right, it is what it is. Well, listen, 50 Cent dropped a new record last night. Again, for those who may not know, this is apparently the theme song from one of the spinoff shows for Power. Okay, now this is the line that everyone is talking about. "I'm back on my dope boy grammar. Your daddy made your mama eat every box in Atlanta." Okay, now again, people are saying this is, the shots being sent at T.I., his son, and Tiny. Okay, on this verse, again, if you want to hear the snippet, I'll leave the link in the description. But of course, T.I. and his son wasted no time responding to this, these bars going at T.I., his son, and Tiny. For those who missed what T.I. said in response to these, these bars 50 done cooked up, this is what T.I. had to say. "50, drop whatever you choose. Just please keep showing the world you a hoe. On Clay. And you still ain't tell us why you was in 4K D-pulling with the smile of a sissy. Pandora's box is ajar, sir. Good luck. FN, you suck. P.S. Me and mine to the end of time. It's a trauma bump." All right, now again, that was T.I. responding to 50 sending shots. Now, of course, King, he responded as well. And in this post, he says, "Homie dropped that weak-ass track. It ain't shit you can do that we can't, Mr. 5-0. So y'all just sit back and watch the show. We finna cook 'em. Song out now. Will be on all platforms later today. Comment drop top down below for me to DM you the song link. Hashtag out now." All right, now again, that was King responding to 50's latest verse. As you can see, both T.I. and King are not impressed with this verse, right, that 50 just released last night. Again, if you want to hear the snippet, I'll make sure to leave the link in the description. But listen, man, everyone has been waiting for a response from 50. And like we said in the previous videos, listen, 50 is very calculated. You get what I mean? Sitting back watching everyone, pretty much big up T.I. and his sons, right, for standing on business, right, defending the honor of their mother. Some say King, right, extremely disrespectful, matching the energy of 50 Cent, who made a post about his mother. Listen, it's just been a lot, right? And as of recently, T.I. in his interview said he wished that King didn't do that. You know what I mean? Put 50's mom on a t-shirt, even though he respected the fact that he's defending his mother. You get what I mean? It's just, listen, how the hell did we get here? All over talks about a potential versus match. And now that, 50 just released his verse, I ain't gonna lie, it's all right. It's cool. You know what I mean? Now, again, people say that 50 releasing this record is very calculated because, again, if this is another, a hit theme song, right, like Big Rich Town, now you get to hear this joint every time Power comes on, right? At least that's the thought process to some of the fans after hearing, the little shot that 50 made going at Tiny, right, T.I. and the Son. But
Yeah, so that's what a lot of people have been speculating. They're like, when this comes on TV, I think Power lasts for about 10 weeks, give or take, something like that. So, one, he's going to get paid, right? Excuse me. He's going to get paid. And he also has the situation with, because it's business, you know what I'm saying? The thing what people aren't realizing with these disses, with T.I. and them, how they're uploading the songs, and there could be some information that I don't know, but as far as Spotify, at least a month has to go by before they start seeing any money from them checks. The memes, I want to address the memes. The thing with the memes is you get that money a lot sooner. I could be wrong, but I think the meme money comes sooner. But also 50 being on Stars and his network and all the other stuff that his company, excuse me, his publishing company, he's getting money in two different ways. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's just harping in on the numbers. The numbers matter, cool. But in the end, that Power theme song comes on weekly for months on months on months. And people are going to spin it back because it's a really good series. This T.I. it's going to fade. They all do. And no disrespect to nobody, but it's just, that's what's part of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to fade. Kendrick Lamar, I don't even think I'm hearing that much about Kendrick Lamar and Drake's beef anymore. I can't remember the last time I heard Not Like Us. I think it's finally fizzled out. I could be wrong, but I ain't heard it in a minute.
Aside from that, we've had a lot of records released by T.I. He put out 4 of them. Kingdom put out, some records. And even Domani. I think out of all of them, everyone was thoroughly impressed with the fact that Domani was really talking to 50. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much the highlight of all of this. We watched for the first time a family stand on business going against 50 Cent, who some would say him and his brand is very bulletproof, right? It's nothing the man can't say or do that's, going to put him in the hot seat. This point, 50, he's earned his name, right? Being Mr. Petty, the king of trolling on the internet. But let's be real. Some of the moves he's made up until this point, it wasn't wise, right? I know a lot of 50 fans are going to say, listen, man, this was smart. 50 put out, this verse. Of course, he sent a little shot going at Tiny. And again, he didn't say no names. He just saying, listen, your pops got your moms out here eating every box in Atlanta. Again, like I said, one bar, and, I see the shot. I can see how people can make the connection. But again, is this enough, right, to offset what T.I. and the Sons have already done? And as you can see, they're not stopping. You get what I mean? 50 just dropped. And just when you thought this back and forth would, eventually be over or come to an end, right? Here we go. It's back started again. Now you got T.I. and King over here saying, okay. Now remember, 50 told T.I., keep my name out your mouth. You know what I mean? He took it there, and now it seems as if T.I. and his, his family, they ready to match the energy, right? T.I. said it for every post he makes, I'm going to release another record, okay? Listen, T.I. done dropped 4 of them. You get what I mean? So if he has more records on the way, listen, y'all, get your popcorn, because we finna have a show. You know what I mean? It's not a battle, though. That's the unfortunate part. Yeah, 50 dropped some lines, but until he actually goes in the booth, you know what I mean, cook up a whole verse, which at this point, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to be real, because now people buy into the perception, right? They say that T.I. and his family's dragging out the situation, all because 50 looks a certain way. And just like that, he drops a verse, and people say he's sending shots at Tiny, T.I., and King, right? Or his, other sons. Listen, like I said, where do we go from here? But as of right now, this is the latest update in the controversy involving T.I. versus the Harris family. Because damn, everybody made a diss record. But y'all let me know, what are your thoughts on the bars that 50, sent at T.I. Again, do you think, this is something to, be pumped up about? Because again, it was only a
All right, I'm gonna stop the video right there. I don't think that it's supposed to offset anything. I don't think 50 Cent dissing, making that song. I think that was legit. Him just, I said it in the other video. He's doing business. He got the new Power series coming out, and we know how the internet works. The fact that they're in this beef, he says one line referencing this whole issue between him and T.I., it's going to go viral. It's going to get people talking. It's going to get people reacting. I say the whole thing, and people want to shoot this whole 50's calculated. They want to shoot it down like, nah, it is what it is. 50 is being calculated. I don't know about the whole documentary thing. Like, I don't know how that's going to pan out. I'm not going to act like I got some inside knowledge or I don't know. It could be some shit that make T.I. look bad, or it could just be like, all right, whatever, nigga, we knew that. Who cares? But either way, what we do know is 50 not dissing. 50's leveraging this to put more money in his pockets. And it benefits T.I. because T.I. is making money. He's got the album coming out. This is free promo. His sons, some people aren't familiar with his son's music. I'd never heard a song of King, to be honest. And from that other disc that I heard, I'm kind of good. Like, I'll maybe take a peek at his music just because I've always been the person to give something a try. But pause first off, like, because y'all niggas is weird. But I just don't think there's a connect between me and his music personally. Now, Domani, like I said in the other video, I have two homies that produced a record or two for him, like on an older project. And I was like, yo, that's T.I., son? The fuck? He was younger. So I've been knew bro could like get busy on the mic, for real, for real. So I'm not looking for much, man. I think y'all should stop looking for anything beyond what's going on. 50 ain't trying to rap. I'm not looking for him to rap. T.I. is going to keep rapping, as he should. And that's just, it is what it is. This is just going to be another one of them beefs that phases out. And thank God no one's going to die behind this. Hopefully no one dies behind this. You know what I'm saying? Because it shouldn't be that serious, especially over a business deal. A whole versus thing that 6 years ago was at its peak. It's, come on, we outside again. But y'all leave a comment below. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.